The Rebel Alliance and the Empire get together for some good old tube time. Or there needs to be a rating lower than 1. This is the Star Wars Holiday Special on Stinger Madness. Stinger Madness. Stinger Madness. Stinger Madness. Here comes Stinger Madness. Hello and welcome to Stinger Madness, another Stinger episode. Boy was it stinky. P.U. Yuck. Gross. Bad as smelling as Boba Fett.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
This is part of the 15 Days of Bad Christmas Movies video/pod crawl. Along with us this week will be joining the Dark Corners podcast or videocast at youtube.com/London Comedy Writers. They will be doing the Christmas Evil on the 23rd of December. We're going to travel back in time a little bit here. Oh god, my fingers are so crossed for this. The If We Made It podcast at ifwemadeit.blogspot.com on the 17th, hopefully is going to be Kirk Cameron. I did that two times. Kirk Cameron's Saving Christmas.
Apostrophe S.
Yes. Both on the 19th will be the Santa Claus, not the Santa Claus, just Santa Claus, by Misanthropy. This is at misanthropy.com, MISANTROPEY.com. And on the 19th as well is Jingle All the Way from the JT Movie Podcast at jtmoviepodcast.wordpress.com. Check those out, and also make sure to follow those guys and subscribe to them. Give them reviews on iTunes or wherever else they so demand it. The Star Wars Holiday Special.
So, I don't want to bogart the podcast, but I've got a little bit of a rant here.
Mm-hmm.
When we talk about The Room, you think about it in that if you were given an unlimited budget and you tried as hard as you couldn't make a worse movie
than The Room.
Okay. You couldn't do as bad.
Right.
Say.
Sure.
This cost $1 million in 1978.
Okay.
Which is like $10 million in today's money, something like that.
I would think about that.
Yeah. You could give me $100 million and I couldn't do this bad. Because I would have glitz and glamour. It would be like Lawrence Welk on steroids if you gave me this money.
Uh-huh.
And it would be terrible, but it would be flash and bang and flash and bang and flash and bang. And you know what this thing was? It wasn't moving. It was just like Wookiees wandering around, not doing anything.
Nothing happens in this movie.
Not to mention that Wookie for Christmas song that I was all excited about.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Wasn't even in there.
Yeah, that's just some... There's so many YouTube songs.
Fan songs.
Yeah.
This is a rock stuck in a tar pit with one donkey trying to pull it out by a rope.
That's a pretty solid analogy there.
Yeah, I had to write it down because I was thinking about that as we're watching it. It just does not move. This thing doesn't move at all.
Goes nowhere. Nothing happens. Nobody does anything.
I could stretch this out to 20 minutes of story. They stretched it out to 2 hours of story.
I could stretch this out 5 minutes.
5 minutes?
5 minutes.
Yeah, there's about 5
minutes.
minutes.
Hey, a Wookiee wants to get home, and the Empire's there, and then Han hits the button, and they go to fucking Kashyyk, and story over.
Yeah, because all the other people that are brought in, Corman and Art Carney and B. Arthur, they have segments, and they do, Lawrence Welk-esh bullshit, but...
A lot.
That doesn't have anything to do with the fucking story, which is basically non-existent.
Yeah. I kind of almost wonder what to do with this thing. Here's how bad this film is. I don't even know if we're able to talk about it. We may just...
Oh, we can talk about it.
Maybe we should just skip to the questions and answer segment, because that's how I think... I think all this episode is going to be is question after question after question after question.
This broke my note record. I have 4 full pages front and back or 2 pages front and back, 4 pages all together, all the way to the bottom of notes, and I had to write stuff in the margins because I didn't want to use any more fucking paper.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't worth another piece of paper to write more notes on this. Now, as we were talking about Lawrence Welk, They have the dancing and all of this throughout the whole fucking thing. Lawrence Welk would not take a shit on a VHS copy of this and give it to his worst enemy just to clean off, not even watch. Just say, you know what? Clean this off. Don't even watch it.
Well,
I wouldn't do that.
I don't know, man. That whole segment with the on the chessboard, the Millennium Falcon chessboard,
terrible.
That looked like Lawrence Welk.
Yeah, well, it looked like
the circus business.
Yeah, it looked like. I hope Cirque du Soleil did not come from that, because that would be very. Well, I mean, I guess I don't care.
They had to come from someplace,
and they may have came from that,
and it was obviously shit. Probably France. France's Star Wars.
No, it's from Canada.
Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
Oh, Quebec.
Quebec City. That's the home of Cirque du Soleil is Quebec City.
Well, this is a masterpiece in bad filmmaking. Like, I know we throw that around a lot.
Bad sweeps television, which is bad to
It's
begin
still
with.
a film. It is still a full featured film. This is more closer to feature length than the He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special, which I thought could not have been topped. I thought that was going to be the worst thing that we had seen. Well, guess what? I won. I have chosen the worst Christmas movie ever to be made. Can you argue? Like, can anybody argue?
No.
The other Christmas podcasts, I don't think they can argue. Because, I mean, Jack Frost is pretty shitty. It's pretty crappy for a Christmas movie. I think it captures more better filmmaking, more storytelling, the spirit of Christmas, anything better than this. I think that this is the worst Christmas movie ever made, which I would like to give us a round of applause for having done. I think it is an achievement in this podcast how shitty this film is. It's so shitty, Jackie's out of here. She said 3 things and has left the room.
I actually feel like this was at points, and fuck, A Star Is Born was hard to watch.
It was hard to watch, but a better film.
Yeah, it had better...
I think it's harder to watch.
Because it almost tries to tell a story. There's almost a story there. There isn't any of that here.
No.
This is just some filler with a few cameos and some musical numbers. But the thing is, it's about 15 minutes of substance with the cameos and the musical numbers. And at that point, an hour and 15 minutes of solid filler.
Yeah.
There is nothing but just, let's do the... Where's Chewbacca? He's in the Millennium Falcon. Ask somebody else that used to be that was in the movie. You mean he's not there? Yeah, he must still be. We're trying to get to wherever it is you're fucking going. Interesting side note, though. I'm going to bring this up first. Mala, I thought a really strange thing, Mala, looks a lot like Brooke Shields.
What?
Oh, yeah! The whole thing. I was like,
I can see it.
Not like the body, obviously. It's too tall. A little
too
thicker.
hairy.
Wow. But the hairdo and the brows and the sort of protruding jaw area, I was like, oh, wow.
You're so weird.
Welcome to the Black Lagoon 2, Star Wars Holiday Blue Lagoon. Who cares?
The Black Lagoon was completely something else.
Either way, she took off the apron and they cut away. And I was like, oh, it's probably because she's too young, like Brooke Shields. Why did they get her to do this?
How about the shots of just Star Wars throughout this entire thing?
Yeah, there was no actual special effects done.
Yeah, it was just other clips from Star Wars.
Other than the Starship video.
Hey, that Starship video, I could not stop laughing.
That was fucking
because
terrible.
They zoom in on the main lead singer, and he's got a penis.
It looks like a dong.
Yeah, they do the side shot, where it's
Silhouette.
just a shadow. Yeah.
Silhouette.
And it looks like a dong, and then they go into full shot with him, and it's just a glowing dong. It's a glowing dong that he's holding up to his face.
And because they had to do the glow...
A pink glowing dong.
And when he changes the angle of the microphone to his mouth, they have to change the size of the glow, but the glow still encompasses his mouth. So it looks like it's going in and outside of his mouth, like he's actually phallating the microphone.
You
as he's
talk
singing.
about the He-Man being homoerotic quite a bit.
I do.
This is pretty, just erotic. Just erotic in so many ways. There's so many innuendos and weird, horny shit in this.
Like Wookie love at the end.
Wookie love, Wookie masturbation,
the traitor who stepped in for Chewbacca while he's away.
Oh, yeah. I never even made that connection. Why is
that guy so close to the family?
I'll take care of this family. Brooke Shields is over here. She's looking tasty.
Or even the Corman Arthur number. There's a level
that's just simple romance.
Oh, but it's in a bar. You know where it's gonna end up.
There's a whole genre of music about that shit. It's called country music. And
I kind of thought
hooking
that
up at the bars, apparently, romantic.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was one of the better scenes in this movie.
That might have been the best scene in the movie.
Good night, my friend.
I thought that was actually a pretty decent piece. That almost gave it a 1.1, but everything else just gave it back to a 1.
Yeah.
The lowest rating I could give it.
I thought that was the best writing as well, because it was making fun of television soap operas and primetime soap operas, because they were running Dallas promos during this.
Right.
So there was some Bruce Vilanch writing against the television writing there, but it was such a small piece, and then the musical number was better than the other ones, and yes, it was 5 minutes of 97.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to get into this as best as we can. I want to disclaim a couple things. If you have seen this, you have probably seen it in the same way that we did, with commercials from 1978. So this is not just a Star Wars holiday special podcast movie review. It is also a
review of 1978.
Review of the commercials from 1978.
And now, here's something else I'd like to bring up. Remember the big satellite dishes?
Uh-huh.
That was popular about then.
Mm-hmm.
Notice that all the commercials were Colorado specific. I think this is KUSA out of Denver.
Okay.
This is a broadcast out of there.
Shit, fuck. What? So what?
Well,
it's got to be broadcast
they had
out
that
of someplace.
Baltimore news thing on Channel 2.
Well, I think that the dealership commercials were specifically Denver, Colorado. There was a couple of Denver, Colorado specific
I saw a Chicago
commercials.
commercial. I saw a Baltimore
All
commercial.
right, whatever.
Yeah. And what does that matter? Are you going to find the guy that ripped this and then turn him into the fucking Lucas
That guy's
police?
dead.
The stormtroopers? Are you going to report him to the stormtroopers?
I just think
bootleg! This guy's putting bootlegs everywhere!
It
Get
might
him!
be of note that this was originally broadcast out of Denver.
Alright, so the plot of this movie is
This one
slight
broadcast.
as it is. As slight as it is Han is trying to get Chewie to Kashyyk in time for Life Day.
Is it Kashyyk or is it Kashook?
Kashook, yeah.
The film is a little confused about that part.
No, he says Kashyyk. Han says Kashyyk.
I know.
At the beginning.
And then they lock down Kashook. And you're like, oh, okay, well, Kashook's locked down. Good thing we're on Kashyyk, but then all of a sudden it's locked down too. Which one is it? Or does the Empire just not know anything? Like, they're like the principal of a grade school. Thomas Bawiner, I think that's Biner, whatever. He's in trouble. Bring him in. That's one thing. That's Charlie Brown's teacher is the Empire at this point.
The Empire. The Empire.
Empire. Hey, what are you talking about?
You have been drinking just as much as everybody on the production of the Star Wars Holiday Special.
And I'm just as confused.
All right, we're not ready to get into this. Let's talk about Carrie Fisher for a minute, can we? She is shit-faced.
She's shit-faced.
She's got the googly eyes from outer space.
Oh, and the weird smile, like, I am so high.
She's pasty drunk.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I am, but I remember my lines. Are we gonna have a good time after this, or what, boys?
Where's the after party?
Yeah,
we're rolling. Okay. Are we done rolling? Where's the after party? We haven't hit action yet. Are you ready? Okay. Hit me with the action. I'll nail the lines. Where's the after party?
I'm looking at you, Kenny Baker.
Apparently her and Peter Mayhew were the drinkers on that.
Oh, yeah?
I'm
They had a lot
pretty
of good times.
I'm pretty sure that Chewbacca was just holding her up there at the end.
Yeah.
She was like holding on to him and kind of stroking his weird...
Singing her Star Wars song.
Oh, God, that was so awful. That wasn't even in line with the music.
No, it was not. You could tell that had been written, like, okay, you're going to sing this ditty, and then they're like, let's paste some of the Star Wars theme music over the top of it, and maybe nobody will notice that it's not at the same tempo or in the same key at all. Awesome. Okay, so to the plot.
To the plot. Well, before we get into the plot, I just have to admit the couple things I forgot to mention is that Diana Carroll does the soft porn sequence. We didn't get to that. And that Stan Winston did character design, and specifically the Wookie mask to give them a little bit more lifelike features and more lifelike animatronics.
You know what this is?
Itchy definitely looked like a Stan Winston design, did you not?
Oh, sure. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm done with that.
This is the opposite. The polar opposite of Splash.
Yes.
It is a bunch of A-listers failing. Oscar, Academy Award-winning people at their worst.
Well, they were busy. They were getting ready. They're tooling up, probably shooting some of the Empire Strikes Back. Having to just come in and do a couple things here and there. And, they don't really know what's going on. This is American television pulling wool over the eyes of Hollywood.
Oh, man.
Hey, but they did take a second, though, to plug the Star Wars toys there at the end.
Oh, yeah, that was sweet.
And that was fucking sweet. I was like, dude, I remember playing with some of those.
We'll get to all the commercials
okay.
as they come.
That's the most interesting part about this production.
Oh, absolutely. Commercials, totally. All right, so Han's trying to get Chewie to Kashyyk, but he's getting chased by the Empire, which leads me to my first question. Because we're going to we're not abolishing, but we're going to abort the questions and answers segment for this episode, because there's just too many.
Yeah.
So, the end of Star Wars, 1977, everybody goes, oh my god, it's the greatest movie ever, holy shit, everything explodes.
Sure.
Then they get this turd the next year. Mm-hmm. And the last time that they saw the Empire, they had been exploded. The Death Star got exploded. You are led to believe at the end of Star Wars, A New Hope, that the entire Empire is on the Death Star, except for Darth Vader, who gets blown into a weird trajectory out into outer space, and who knows what's going to happen to him. Obviously, he's going to be back. But suddenly the Empire's okay? You're just presenting, the Empire's here, and they're chasing Han again. What the fuck? I thought we just blew them up!
Yeah, well, that's one of the things, and what Star Wars had done for trilogy films is that give it to them as it's a one-shot. If it doesn't work, they won't be dissatisfied with the movie as a whole, but there's more story there.
Yeah, but there's no setup. Like, after the Death Star got exploded, it turns out that there was a whole nother, colony of the Empire. And
well, you know that there's
that really wasn't that big of a deal that the rebels exploded the Death Star. Like, whoop-de-fuckity-doo. And they got a Super Star Destroyer.
You know that they at least have one more Star Destroyer because you saw that in the film.
In what
film? A New Hope. Opens with the Star Destroyer. That Star Destroyer isn't anywhere around.
I'm led to believe that the dock's back on Death Star.
I'm not led to believe
portable.
I don't want to get into the whole the actual architectural design of the Death Star right now.
Probably couldn't fit a Star Destroyer in it, could it? Huh?
No.
Yeah, probably not.
All right.
Okay, well, they're getting chased by the Empire, and we gotta get out of here to get you back to life day, buddy. Don't worry about it. And so Han hits the Lightspeed machine, the hyperdrive.
More footage from the movie.
And, it's just more footage. This is basically all just footage from the movie, except for the shots of inside the Millennium Falcon. And then we're cut to Kashyyk and the Wookiee living room.
Which is pretty damn nice.
Actually, no, because originally I wrote down Mark Hamill's face. Because it shows the opening credits for
the
everybody.
credits, yeah, the credit sequence, yeah.
And then you're like, oh my god, you just got your face
worse.
Put back together a week ago.
I think you're jumping way ahead on that one, because...
Oh, no, it gets worse.
That was the timeline, is that he had just had his face done like a week before that?
It was like a week or two.
Yeah, right after...
He looked pretty damn good then for just having a face put back on.
You could tell that he got put back on.
He looked pretty crappy. He looks much better now.
He looks... For a guy that had to have his face put back on, he looks great.
Yeah, he looks great for a guy who just put his face back on.
It's kind of off.
That's also before the whole thing starts, before we get into the shot of the outside that's the painting that's so bad, and then the inside. GM has brought us this program.
Oh, yes. Yeah, well, good for them.
Building transportation that transports people.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, very clever. Yeah,
Is that what it said? I thought it said that's serving people.
Well, something.
Something along those
Something
lines.
about transportation by people for people.
America!
Well, speaking
There's a lot of America fuck yeah during this show.
Yeah. Speaking of transportation, what's the dad Wookiee's name?
Itchy.
Itchy. He's whittling... The nearest I can tell is he's whittling wooden X-Wings for Lumpy to play with.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a skill
for
of the
stormtroopers to break later, because they're cocksuckers.
Those guys are dicks, man.
Can't believe they tore the head off that thing.
But Lumpy wants to play with his X-Wings, and Mala wants him to take out the trash. And so there's a Wookiee argument on Life Day. What the fuck, guys? It's Life Day, man. There should be no argument on Life Day. Lumpy takes the trash, goes outside. What does he do with the trash? We don't know. He decides to play on the rail that's like fucking 80 feet up in the air.
And as we will learn later, very fragile.
Very fragile, but can support a Lumpy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I have a couple of questions here.
Yes.
One answer is that these are bear sound effects that they used from the San Diego
That
Zoo.
is not one of my questions.
All right.
Okay.
What kind of trash would a Wookiee have?
If a Wookiee would have trash?
Yeah, if a Wookiee would have trash, what would it be?
Actually, what kind of waste would a Wookiee have? A Wookiee would have waste.
Oh, I know what kind of waste a Wookiee makes. Would have.
Oh.
No, seriously, like, what kind of trash?
It looks like leaves and shit.
Yeah,
they don't eat vegetables?
You don't need to have, like, a waste container for leaves and shit. You live in a forest, you can just throw them... I'm with you. They did look like leaves and shit. Why do they have a trash receptacle? Just toss them out the window. You live in a fucking forest.
Well, there's also the,
Maybe there's not good clearance from the...
Clearance? They're 80 feet up!
There's the wood shavings from Itchy's X-Wing carvings.
You live in a tree that's just nice texture to your carpet.
Avocado green carpet. You need to vacuum.
No, that was
shit.
grass.
It was moss.
It was moss.
And
They didn't
you know
have
what?
carpet.
Itchy wasn't even using the trash can for his wood carvings. He's just putting those on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's an old geezer.
So, okay, and then my second question. Where does the trash go?
Over the side of the deck.
So he just tosses it, like I said, just huck it out the window. Why even have the trash receptacle? Just have windows and huck it out the window.
Just have a lever.
Yeah.
And an attached trash can to the
Or
lever.
a hole in the goddamn floor. But then Lumpy would fall through it.
because he seems like he's kind of a dipshit.
Yeah.
Can't be that big of a dipshit. He built a transceiver.
Well, he had an instruction video.
Yeah.
He just followed the instructions. We'll get to that. So...
This is the point that I noticed that, like, when we were making fun of Bruce Valanche in the, 0.5, I was like, this shit would be hard to write.
Oh, yeah.
He did an admirable job.
I can infer what they were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a redeeming quality of this film. Maybe it is a 1.2. I don't know. It's pretty low. So he brings in a tape. Lumpy does.
After he gets some
cassette
Nutter Butters.
Oh, yeah. After the Nutter Butter sequence.
That are definitely Nutter Butters.
Hairy, nutty Nutter Butters. He brings in a tape, and on it apparently it's like a DVD player, a holographic
It's not
tape machine.
a Memorex cassette tape.
Yeah, it's not
Which is
audio.
what
It's
it
got
looked
video and all sorts of business. Which is
this
Cirque du
is
Soleil.
the point that I'm like, first off, this is the same device that we see in episode 4, A New Hope, that they're playing like a chess sort of game, right?
The arm wrestling,
whatever it
arm
is,
wrestling, but like,
yeah,
I lose to the Wookie, otherwise
then he'll pull your arms out of your
pull your arms
sockets.
up, right?
Yeah, you're doing that, and it's like, okay, wait, this game that you just put in sucks because it's dancing
It's
people.
not a
But
game.
then
It's just a video.
it's a video. But then all of a sudden, there's a guy. One of the guys, he pushes a button that's really big.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy becomes full size, like 3 feet away from the device. And at that point, I'm like, you know what? I don't think it works like that.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't work
I'm
like that.
pretty sure it doesn't work like that. Yeah.
Also, probably not a tape. But, yeah, so there's some dancing people. Mom, then, after that, all business is done. Some dancing scene with some jugglers, and Lumpy's happy about it. Mom goes to the traffic control thingy-dingy to check on Chewbacca.
And it's the first English I've ever seen on a screen in a Star Wars.
The only English I've ever seen. There's no Chewbacca. Chewbacca is not, he's not coming.
No.
He's not
Who
on
are
his
they
way.
talking to? Luke, right?
No, yeah. Well, she first, dials in where is Chewbacca? Chewbacca not in, approximation or whatever. And then she calls Luke. He's got, R2 with him. He's in, some garage, and he's working on a...
Transmission.
On an old tranny from a 78 Corvette.
Yeah. And his face doesn't look good.
It does not look good.
But it looks pretty good for somebody who just got their face stuck back on.
Thank you. And I thought that R2 was the best character in this entire thing. He really,
Actually, he's always the best character.
he just kicked ass in this little special.
Did he? Because he didn't... Alright, well...
He didn't do anything.
He didn't do anything.
And
He never
that's exactly what he should have been doing. R2 was too busy. Beep boop, beep boop. Translation. I'm going to stand over here out of frame. Because this shit is bullshit. Beep boop, boop, boop.
He wasn't doing anything, which meant he wasn't doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
The wrong thing.
Yeah, so people were doing things in this movie then. Did you catch that sweet poster on back wall of Luke's garage?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you remember those posters, those from the 80s, the 7-foot posters that were cardboard and have a Ferrari or the Lamborghini on
I
them?
had the 6-foot Lamborghini Countach.
Yeah, he had a
black.
He had a 7-foot X-wing on his wall.
Oh.
That's fucking badass.
Yeah, it was pretty badass, dude. Luke's got a cool shot, man. Wherever
Even
that's
though,
at, if that's on Tatooine or wherever.
That's sort of it defies the logic though, because you have the poster because you can't have the car.
He's got
one of those.
Yeah, he just blew up the Death Star with one of those.
He should have a 7-foot, just Princess Leia's boobs. Even though it turns out later, we don't know that yet,
He doesn't
Jackie.
know, yeah, it's 1978.
Yeah, he just thinks those are sweet boobs.
Well, I hope that she wasn't wearing a bra for most of that movie.
And then
she was drunk.
And then he's like, that's at least 18 gallons of tainted semen that I have spilled over these precious tots. Precious tots. So, we should have Thanksgiving together because we're family, right?
Just so gross.
On the too far note, yeah, so
moving on.
So Luke blows up the train.
He blows up something ass.
Yeah, that's the way to get out of that fucking hole. Jesus. Alright, I'll get us out of here. Art Carney shows up when he's got a pocket-sized aquarium, and guess what? It stinks!
He's the master of the Wookiee trading post on some other planet, or
maybe the same.
Yeah, maybe
you
the
can't
same
even
planet.
tell.
There's some Empire guy there too.
Yeah, he's just browsing.
He's just browsing, but he's poopy about it too.
Yeah, and then he decides to take something for free because he's in the Empire.
Yeah,
which is that bad.
Which is basically just a no-no that he takes. It's a hair removal device.
It's a grooming device.
Yeah, but it's better than the one he has, I guess.
Why does he need that? Well, good news, guys.
Yeah?
We're treated to our first commercial break here.
And it's a pre-Roger and Me, Flint, Michigan
yes.
GM commercial.
Mm-hmm.
good people working on good cars.
Yeah, working hard.
Working
Skilled craftsmen.
And guys that, we don't just do one job. We got several jobs. But I like this one the best. But I have to do other ones.
And we know how to do them all.
And it was soldering
just the right way.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Put a cheer to my eye. You know what I liked on this one?
Was it the next commercial?
Yeah, it was the trail tracker.
They don't have that now.
The thing was awesome. How did that even work?
If you haven't seen this cut, the trail tracker is you draw like with a crayon on a board, and then a car follows the magnetic car, or I don't even know, some bullshit magic car follows the path that you have drawn on this board. It is amazing.
It's got to be the same thing as the Nintendo gun, as far as I know.
Oh, I would be playing with that thing right now. I would be dead from the asbestos or whatever magic death machine makes it.
Lead?
Lead poisoning.
Lead poisoning.
Yeah, lead-filled crayons that I would eat. God, how are we alive? Yeah, the trail tracker. Check that out.
I think it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. So, back to the movie. Mom is now, or Mala, she's watching,
Corman the first time.
Yeah, she's watching, Cooking Bantha.
And she gets to watch the whole show.
What's that? Oh, Martha Stewart. She's basically watching Martha Stewart, the cooking show, on how to cook Bantha. Bantha soup or something. It looked like Bantha soup.
I thought it was Panther.
No, Bantha.
Oh, I couldn't understand
Sex
her.
Panther.
Yeah.
Sex Panther soup.
Sex Bantha. Which I'm sure one or two Wookiees has... never mind.
We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
They got a tape for that, too.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Stir, whip, stir, beat.
Whipster.
Unexpected arms.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Not funny.
I thought that was kind of
That
funny.
was not
I didn't
funny.
see it coming. Meanwhile, Han has no idea where Kashyyk is. They hyperdrive. He hits the hyperdrive like, oh, we'll just blow past these assholes. I got the fastest ship in the galaxy. It did the Kessel run in 6.2 parsecs.
12,
A number of parsecs.
12. Which is a unit of distance.
Then he reveals
Not
that he got bad coordinates. Now,
he gets them from himself or the computer.
Or fucking the guy that lives on the planet that they're going to. That's sitting next to him. It's too bad about these coordinates we got wrong. Now we're in the middle of an Imperial convoy. Duh fuck.
Yeah, that's not good.
You are going to transport a child and a crippled old man to frickin' Alderaan, but you can't even frickin' find Kashyyk? It's like one of the biggest planets in the goddamn galaxy!
In his defense, or Chewbacca's defense, or the computer's defense, are they going to Kashyyk or are they going to Kashook? Because I still don't know.
Well, guess what happens on Kashook right afterwards?
It's locked fucking down.
There's a curfew. An Imperial blockade around Kashook.
The whole planet of Kashook. Is it Kashyyk or is it Kashook?
Do you think that the guy just fucked up his line? Like, what the hell is this Kashyyk said shit?
It's like, I've only got 10 minutes to do this. Kashook is out of commission. Can I leave now? And I'd like a water and an orange, please.
Can I get some of that Carrie Fisher to go, please?
Yes, I have to be on the set of Dallas. I am playing restaurant waiter number 3. I don't have any lines there, but I have to be there at 10:43.
Yeah, Imperial blockade around Kashook. What? So okay, well that's too bummer.
Yeah.
But the traitor. Now here's the thing. I think the traitor was on the other planet.
I don't know.
Because he got through the blockade around Kashook.
Well, if it's a good blockade, maybe it takes some doing to get across the street. You never know. It's Kashook.
Yeah. Who knows?
Anything goes.
There could have been a blockade around just the
any of it.
Chewbacca household.
Yay.
Well, he shows up with a mine evaporator.
And he taped for the mine evaporator.
Yeah.
Which is a throwback, and I don't even know if they intended this, but have you seen THX 1138?
Of course I have.
The masturbation machine?
Mhm.
It's eerily similar without the giant arm that extends to the penis.
It's essentially... This thing that Ishii gets into is essentially like some virtual reality / Matrix device that he sits into and can see things, and he gets off. We're not making this up. We're not inferring or making jokes. He's randy.
It's soft porn.
It is soft porn.
Of a woman dressed as a bird.
Minus nudity.
That woman is Diana Carroll.
Yeah.
She even
She's
tells
singing.
him... She even tells him that he's, you're too excited. You're too ready for this. You're too hot. You gotta calm down.
Is this the first musical number?
I think so.
Well, yeah, with the song lyrics.
And she's singing to him like, we're gonna do this my way, and I'll tell you a secret, now you're my guy. And he's got a huge fucking shit-eating grin on his face like, yeah, you do it. Girl.
Meanwhile, the Sexatron 4000 is in the middle of the living room.
Yeah, right in the middle of everybody. Lumpy and Mala's there making bantha pudding or whatever, and Lumpy's
playing with a
humping a bantha.
Yeah, this is a question. As
okay.
we're making questions. So do you think a Wookiee has like a dog wiener that's like a red rocket that just sort of like pokes out of the fur?
Or do you think it's just like a human wiener that pokes out of the fur? Either way, it's got to poke out of the fur.
Mm-hmm.
Jackie?
I'm going with it. It's like a little, like a dude wiener. You know, where it kind of hides in like really long pubic hair, and then it gets excited, and it just extends out.
Yeah, I don't
So like half
know
dog,
anything about that.
half wiener.
Whose pubic hair have you been looking around lately?
Yours?
Or Kip Wingers?
No!
Pirouette! Pirouette! Guitar solo that's not as long as the pirouette, which lasts 3 seconds.
I think I'm going to go with the dog wiener. It's gross. Stop picking yourself, Jackie.
Maybe you
Dog
should.
wiener.
Maybe you should live on Kashook.
Yeah, you should go to see the trader and get one of those no-nos.
I can't help it.
Well, I think right around
It's
here
like
is.
a bug bite or something.
Oh boy!
It hurts.
Right around here, the Empire shows up.
No. Leia and C-3PO first called them.
Oh yeah.
And
Fisher's drunk.
she is uber.
She doesn't want to hold up the phone line by talking to the lady of the house. She's like, no, go get a man to talk to me.
Yeah, and that's the trader guy.
Yeah.
Or someone
He
who
just happened.
speaks English.
Yeah, but he's like, I'm with the Rebel Alliance.
Like right off the bat, doesn't like, hey, are you cool? Like none of that. It's I'm totally.
The secret password into the Rebel Alliance is, I am a member of the Rebel Alliance. Good security, guys.
Yeah.
So she's like, oh, you gotta protect them. That's when the stormtroopers show up.
Mm-hmm.
And he does a piss poor job. So he just fucking takes off. Like, no.
Oh, no. He's there for a while. You're jumping ahead here.
Yeah.
This is why you need to take notes. Then we're introduced to our second commercial break.
Well, wait. The stormtroopers show up and they're different heights.
Yeah.
But they're clones.
Mm-hmm.
What's the deal?
Maybe one of them's black. I don't know, man. We'll find out in the new canon.
Actually, it says in the old canon is that after they destroy, which is the facility on...
Oh, God, with the tall long neckers.
Yeah. So they had to enlist stormtroopers after that, which is at the point that would happen in the new ones. We shouldn't talk about that. We've got a commercial for Comtrex.
Comtrex.
It's
It's
every
not
cold
NyQuil.
medicine you want.
It's not Tylenol. It's Comtrex.
And it's not pseudoephedra either. It's just straight up ephedra, and you can't sell that anymore.
No, you cannot.
That is methamphetamines, and we used to take that for colds.
You know what you can't sell either anymore? It's the International Ladies Garment Workers Union.
Or anything that they make.
Yeah.
We just buy that stuff from Korea, and all those guys that had their AFL-CIO patches and their bolos They are out of work.
Making ladies' garments.
No, we gotta go back to this.
Ladies.
No, because that's it.
Come on, the marching ladies.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, so it's this long thing. A weird bald guy shows up like, I'm a worker for your union and our America. And then America sings the song of the union and the America
Making
laborer.
ladies' garments is for America.
And this is...
Don't sniff those panties.
I don't think that was part of the commercial.
They just got off the rack.
But that's, the thing about watching these commercials is, like, what has happened in that period of 40 years? Holy crap. Now...
We don't have commercials about making ladies' garments?
No, like, there's an appeal for America to buy its own products. And 40 years later, here we are, not buying our own products.
Mm-hmm. Not making
and
our own products.
We wouldn't even be, if someone was to do that sort of thing now, we'd be like, ha ha ha, what dickheads.
Yeah, you're a dickhead.
Yeah, dickheads.
You know what I like that America made in 1978?
Genuine Bell phones.
Yeah, genuine Bell phones. Goddamn.
Those are good goddamn phones.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody was really excited at Christmas to get one of those.
And after you buy a genuine Bell phone, you will be safe to know that the Bible is on 8 p.m. That Saturday on CBS.
I would like to see the Bible. I think that looks
it's
like...
only an hour long.
Yeah, that looks terrible. No, I wasn't going to go with the Bible or Bell phones. I was going to go with Reggie Candy.
Oh, that's next one. I'm going to hit every commercial.
God
I don't even care about the fucking show that much. I wrote down every commercial. And Reggie's is the next commercial, yes.
Reggie Candy from one Reggie Jackson, Mr. October, eating himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that candy looked pretty good.
It did look
Oh,
good.
it was a truffle with caramel in the middle, and he ate it, and he was like, man, Reggie, you taste good, to himself, as a candy, which is delicious and funny. Now that we were back at the Kashyyk household, this is where I wonder, they never asked him if they had a search warrant.
No. But
You
is
don't
there
need
search
one.
warrants?
You
They're
don't
the
need
evil
one.
empire, dude. It's not exactly America. They're bad guys.
I think they're just pulling one over. Like,
they're-
it's like...
The coincidence between stormtroopers in the Star Wars universe and stormtroopers in Nazi Germany? Come on, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Really, is that so much of a stretch for you?
I don't know.
Search warrant. Well, you know what they do search? Mala's vacuum cleaner sewing machine present thing.
That's actually just a music video.
It's a TV music video inside of it. Bad Life Day present. It's Jefferson Starship.
Yeah, dude.
Live!
Complete with penis microphones.
Complete with penis microphone.
I think this is right on, because this is 78, so the music video is at this point the next big thing.
Right.
Yeah, so this is going to be a
Queen's
big deal.
already been doing them for like 3 or 4 years.
Well, the Monkees have been doing them since the 70s.
Right.
With their own show and all that. But I bet if you're in Jefferson Starship, you're like, yeah, we're making it
Sign us
now.
up. We don't need Gray Slick. We're going to the top of the charts with the Star Wars Holiday Special.
And every music video that was for a good song, you've seen at one time or another growing up in MTV era and all that, no matter when it came from or what situation it was from. You hadn't seen this one.
I had not.
Because it sucks.
It sucks. Sucks real bad. Song is not good, A.
Whoa, yeah.
It's performed poorly, and B, the music video, not good.
Not
I loved the guitar player, though, with his weird Indian necklace and
his choker, yeah.
Yeah, his choker, and then his opened up vest. And then he was, like, doing the full arm circle every time he was
Oh, yeah, the
strumming
windmill.
through.
Of course, the windmill.
I mean,
Yeah.
he was trying to be so badass.
Oh, Jefferson Starship.
And with his long hair and everything.
Which is shittier, Starship or Jefferson Starship? Because I only know now 2 songs by each, or
They're
one
both
song by each.
pretty terrible. I'd have to go back and look at it.
this city.
Seems like after the airplane became airtight and went into space, everything sucked. Airplane was alright, though.
Airplane was alright. Trader Joe leaves. Did we ever find out his name? Art
Art
Carney's?
Carney.
Yeah.
He had a name. I
Yeah,
didn't
he
care
did.
to write it down.
He bails after some fucking shenanigans. But But then the stormtroopers decide to go search upstairs for rebel paraphernalia or propaganda or evidence of rebel connections, whatever. And they totally fuck up Lumpy's room.
Oh, yeah, they just trash it.
They destroy the shit out of that kid's room. And like, what? This is not the place to be.
They break all of his toys.
All of his toys. Yeah, it's a real bad time for Lumpy. But he just decides to play Simon downstairs because we haven't had a segment on a TV for like 4 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's not actually Simon, it's actually a TV. And this is when we get the Boba Fett cartoon.
Yeah, which you should go on this, Jackie, because you were extraordinarily dissatisfied when we were watching.
This was like the worst animation I've ever seen in my life. It was so awful.
You've seen He-Man. Now,
And Thundercats.
here's your problem. Here's your problem. You are confusing animation and drawings.
Yes.
These are piss poor drawings.
Yes, they are. The animation was actually very good.
The animation is fine.
Yeah, the drawings was awful. Anyway, go ahead, Jackie. What other things were dissatisfying other than the penis that you just drew and then crossed out? Was that penis that you just drew not long enough? That's why you don't like it?
I was trying to make it look like the microphone from that music video.
Oh, okay.
It actually looks like the monster that Boba Fett rides on this goo planet.
Yeah, so not only is the drawings, not only are those just absolutely terrible, the dialogue sucks ass.
Yeah.
And, like, it's supposed to be about a talisman. We see the talisman for 3 seconds.
Talisman? That's the first time that talismans have ever been mentioned, and the last time that they've ever been mentioned in goddamn Star Wars. Talismans. Oh. And then the talisman becomes a talisman virus?
Yeah. Sent out by the Empire.
Sleeping virus.
That only gets humans. And you can buy the antidote at the local drugstore.
I guess?
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me.
Something.
like just
that.
go to Rite Aid and go get it if you happen to pick up a talisman.
Yeah, well, Han and Chewie have been infected by the sleeping virus.
No, Han and Luke.
Han and Luke have been infected by the sleeping virus, and the droids and Chewbacca got to go save him with the assistance of one Boba Fett. What'd you think of Boba Fett?
What was that? What was it with that third eye?
I didn't know what the third eye was all about.
He had like a third eye up in his forehead on his helmet.
No, I think it was a third eye. It was weird.
And he had that weird fork thing.
Yeah, the
tuning fork thing. They acted kind of like a taser.
Yeah.
Something. It was weird.
He also still had the gun, though. He did not have Slave 1.
And then
he had a dragon.
Well, he was riding around and he was like, don't worry about these stupid animals. Like, it was like a rented mule, I guess, for him. He didn't care about them.
No.
But it turns out that he's not there to help him. He's working with Darth.
Yep. And then they resolve that situation nicely.
Darth does say that he is the best bounty hunter in the world.
Yeah.
Or the galaxy.
Galaxy, yeah. Which is, probably true. Yeah, Boba Fett's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, then we're treated to our, during this segment, we're treated to our third commercial break.
The Pontiac Iron Chief engine block design. Looks pretty good.
Runs good.
Making American engines.
But made by one James Rock.
Yeah, he knows how to build an Iron Chief.
I like James Rock, dude. I'm gonna hang out with James Rock today.
Yeah.
I don't know what that guy's up to. I hope that James Rock still lives in the... Like, this is my dream for James Rock. I hope that he still has those glasses. I hope he still has that hair. And I hope he still lives in, like, a sweet house that's got, like, sunken basements and half levels and everything's orange. And, there's, like, one of those party rooms,
sure.
like, half rooms that are, like, you can come in here and kind of have a party with, like, 3 people. But it's not big enough for 4 people. It's just, like, 3 dudes and some Coke. Let's just call it what it is. 3 dudes and some Coke. That's what I hope James Rock is still doing. And, one of those fireplaces made out of rock, because it's rock. Rocks. Oh, James Rock.
So I think we're skipping over the top of the best commercial on this break.
The news?
Pillsbury cake switch.
Oh, yeah.
Because You tried the Pillsbury yellow cake.
Mm-hmm.
One, no one likes yellow cake.
I like yellow cake.
Okay, whatever. You like yellow cake. But if you were to taste the Pillsbury yellow cake versus the Duncan Hines, you'd immediately switch. Because switching cakes is gonna change your life.
Mm-hmm.
You make so much cake, this has made a difference in your entire fucking existence.
As a housewife, that is true.
Yeah. Then there was the Hungry
Are
Jack.
housewives watching this?
Yeah.
My phone is
With their
watching
kids. They're watching it with their kids.
The
with
target
a TV
market
dinner.
for this advertising is weird because you got the GM. You want to be part of America. You got to be part of GM. And then you got the toys to the kids. You know, you got the tow bar who's coming up, and what was the other? Oh, the snail trail truck.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Star Wars toys. And then you've got all these clothing and baking commercials.
Mm-hmm.
It's like in the 70s, late 70s, they were just throwing shit at a wall. Hopefully people are watching this that are our target audience. I don't know.
Apparently, Let Them Eat Cake still made a difference in 1978. Well, we skipped over the top of,
Don't
what
lose
was
your
it?
head.
Hungry Jack biscuits. Those look good. We're going to have some of those. They still make that.
Yeah, still have those.
Still make that.
Exactly
they didn't have to advertise it too hard either. They were like, these are good biscuits.
When
We're
was the
out.
last time you saw for a Hungry Jack biscuits commercial?
Well, I haven't, but they don't need to make one.
Or ever?
Yeah,
That's the only one I've ever
yeah.
seen. So, pay it off.
Then we cut to the news. President Brezhnev, I don't even remember him.
Yeah.
I remember Khrushchev, and then I thought it went directly
To Gorby.
to Gorbachev.
Yeah.
There was another guy in there, apparently. They didn't have the neutron bomb.
They did not.
That's what the story was about. No neutron bomb. This is the best part of this fucking whole experience.
There is no
The Red
news.
Scare was still so huge in 1978.
but at the same time, the media was still as useless as it is today, because at no point did they deliver news. Hey, guess what? The Russians don't have the bomb.
They don't have the science fiction device.
Yeah. So that's not news. Secondly, the baby boom of 78 didn't happen. Should have happened, didn't.
Yeah.
Because they were snowed in
Yeah.
the year before.
Apparently, that was 9 months prior to this, and they didn't have all the babies. The only way to even explain this is the men were too busy shoveling snow.
That is correct. That is the news.
That's
Reporting
the
facts
fucking
to
news.
you.
The Russians
Men were too busy shoveling snow to fuck.
and the Russians don't have science fiction devices, but we should still be scared of them.
Back to you, Robert. Well, I don't know what the weather's gonna be, because I work for this
Yeah.
channel. There's...
Then we got some rock and rollers. That's going to be on later this week. Wild Geese in theaters.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
And you know what you should buy? A Chevette.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
My parents had one of those.
Back to the movie. R2-D2 intercepts the Darth Boba talk, because they're having a powwow. And so they unmask Boba as a traitor, and Boba escapes, but apparently he smells terrible. Because even a hairy-ass Wookiee doesn't like the way he stinks.
He stinks.
Yeah. So now the Empire is really fucking up Lumpy's room.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bantha stuffed animal. Pull
the head right off
Pull
of
the
it.
head right off of that goddamn thing. Was that an actual thing? You think you could buy a bantha stuffed animal?
I don't know. It's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
It
it
looked
was pretty
like an
nice.
actual thing.
It looked like it was art department material.
Really?
Yeah, with the big long wooden peg.
Oh, yeah, the wooden peg. I guess that's a dead giveaway. I would have played with that thing. I liked it. I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
So now the Empire's like bossing Lumpy around and being like, "Yeah, you gotta go clean your room, kid."
Yeah.
What? Who are you? Okay. So he goes and cleans his room. He's butthurt about the bantha. Butthurt. He's almost on the verge of tears about that bantha.
He puts it in his bed and covers it up like it's going to bring it back to life. Which, at that point, knowing as much as I do of Star Wars, He would have just plugged the head right back on there if he was really Chewbacca's son.
But backwards. Because every
The
time...
first time.
No, the only time. The only time Chewbacca ever puts somebody's head back on, he puts it on backwards.
He'll usually get it right the second time.
Well, now he puts in another cassette on the... And it's the Harvey Korman robot repair.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks.
Yeah, it stinks.
It sucks real bad.
But we get another commercial break.
I have nothing to say
God.
about the Harvey Korman robot repair.
But we get a robot on TV that you can buy named Tobar. Happens to be robot in reverse.
What can he do, Sam?
You know what he can do? He can go forward, or he can spin, or he can pick up his little bullshit, which is just going forward.
What else can he do, Sam?
Well, he can go forward and he can spin.
Okay. What else can he do, Sam?
You know what he can do is he can go forward, and if you'd like to push the other side of the button, he'll go ahead and spin right around.
Can you control him?
You can make him go forward, or you can make him spin.
That's all Tobar does. Tobar sucks.
Tobar sucks.
What other commercials you got?
Then we got Revlon.
Oh, Revlon.
Then there was the Eagles that fucking, what did they sell us?
Well, I can't remember.
Oh, yeah, they know it's Whirlpool. They're like,
Whirlpool.
buy American
Eagles.
this, buy American that. Again, like, times have changed, and it's Whirlpool. And
You want it made right, you gotta make it in America.
make it in America, Whirlpool.
Where are they made now?
I don't think that if they're made in probably Korea.
At the same factory that Tobar's made at.
Tobor. I don't think they make Tobor anymore.
No,
Actually, I bet they do make Tobor. Or something like it. Because you can always get that remote control car that's just got the remote. There's a trigger that you pull it and it goes forward. And then you put your finger the opposite direction and it backs up and the one wheel turns out and then it spins.
Yeah.
You can go forward or you can spin.
What else you got in this one? Yeah, I have only got Tobar.
No, no, that's it. Then we're back to the worst drawing ever of the outside of the place.
Yeah.
And then the third time, Harvey and B's musical number.
Yeah.
B. Arthur.
Well, why now the stormtroopers are wanting to watch TV? They just take a break and they watch the cantina scene. Like, that's their
apparently
show.
that's like Dallas of the
Empire?
Empire. And then this is the part that pisses me off about this.
Mm-hmm.
One, I think that Valanche is doing a nice job writing against television right here. He's making fun of TV. We talked about that earlier. Tatooine is in the Outer Rim.
Mm-hmm.
The Empire has really no jurisdiction there.
None.
So how can they close down the bar?
Well, they shut down the fucking bar,
They
man.
shut down the
There's
bar,
a
but they
curfew.
shouldn't shut down the bar. There's
Yeah.
a curfew. So she has to sing everybody out.
I thought it was a nice song.
It was a nice song, and love
Closing time.
found a way.
Yeah.
But
Just one more round.
ultimately...
She's got a nice voice.
Oh, yeah, no,
was
B.
really
Arthur
talented.
is one of the most talented women that's ever lived. One of the most talented people
Unfortunately,
that's ever lived.
blessed with the face of a buffalo.
I think that in her younger days, I probably would have,
Yeah, well, you'd probably bone Mala too, so that's not really
I don't think so. I don't really like Brooke Shields. I just don't. I think she's icky.
Well, now Lumpy sends a message to tell the stormtroopers and the one Emperor guy to beat it.
Return to the base, yeah.
Return to base. It's a false alarm, but one stormtrooper stays
Yeah.
to guard them. Now we're introduced to another commercial round.
Anison! I don't think they make... Do they still make
I have
Anison?
not
They do
seen
not make
for a
Anison
long
anymore.
time. Yeah.
You can still get Woolite.
Uh-huh.
And they were still they were advertising Woolite with a lot of hot ladies. But now we got the sheer penny
Panties. Sheer indulgence.
slash the sheer indulgence panty and pantyhose.
Uh-huh. 2-in-1.
2-in-1.
Mega system.
You just put that on and that's it. And then you got no butt lines or panty lines or whatever.
Yep, you don't even need underwears anymore. You
Well,
just
you
need
do.
these pantyhose.
They're your
Panties
panties
built in.
and they're... Well, the next commercial was an Egg McMuffin, but you'll get that in the pants of your sheer pantyhose.
The Egg McMuffin you get in your pants?
If you wear them for a couple days in a row.
Oh my
You get
god.
a little duck butter in there. It's not quite an Egg McMuffin, but it's close.
Little country crutch.
Yellow Country Crotch, yeah. Egg McMuffins are largely the same. The commercials are much better now.
Yes.
Well, the hottest ride in America is the 1978 Mercury Bobcat.
Yeah. Oh, you forgot Flying High! The promo for the sex show.
Oh,
This is what I wrote
yeah.
down. This is the one
It was
thing
the
I wrote
love
down.
boat on the airplane.
Yeah, and this is what I wrote down that we have to talk about, like, do you think that's where the Mile High Club came from?
Yeah.
Is that show?
Mile High.
Flying High, yes, because it was just
doing it on an airplane.
pilots banging stewardesses. That's the
God
show
damn
that
it,
it is.
the 70s were so fucking sexist.
Yeah.
It's amazing that, like, it was so prude, oh, you can't hint at, like, any type of, you couldn't say sex, probably, and, like, shit like that on TV, but you could be like, oh, those people are fucking banging, and that's not cool, dude. Whatever. 70s.
And that commercial was just people taking their clothes off.
Yeah, it was just, and
Stripper
like,
pants.
this is gonna get hot in this airplane.
Mhm. Or in this hotel or wherever.
Yeah.
And then there was the Bobcat or the Zephyr
Yeah.
advertisement for The Wiz, the musical.
If you ever want to know, the price of a Mercury Bobcat in 1978 was $4,242.
That's a good price.
Yeah.
That's a good price.
I'd take one of those right now.
Yep.
So back to Kashyyk. The stormtrooper goes upstairs, starts fucking up more shit, and then Han and Chewie show up out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Out
Well,
of
they had to
fucking
walk
nowhere.
from the other side of the planet,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's not that big.
Gas. Well, they show up, and then they get in an arm wrestling match with the stormtrooper, and stormtrooper just takes a tumble off the balcony.
Mhm.
But he's okay, I guess.
No, he's not. He fell to his death. It was
But
like
they
60
say he
miles
won't
down.
be back.
Because it's like 60
'Cause
miles
he's
down.
dead?
He's dead.
Hmm.
I think it's just marsh underneath those trees. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. All I know is that whoever built that porch railing sucked ass at
Yeah,
it.
unless you're a fucking 200-pound child, it works fine.
Then it works okay, but if
Yeah.
you're a stormtrooper that hits it at half a mile an hour, it's going to break and you're going to fall to your death.
Well, Han expresses his love for the family and then bolts.
Yep. There's a lot of hug sucks. Suck hugs.
Then the
B4711, your comlink is not working.
he's not
They-
here.
They broadcast that over all frequencies. One stormtrooper has been missing for 8 minutes.
Where's he at? Oh, he took off
just
with our
took off.
food. Oh, whatever. So everybody's gone. It's now just the Wookiees, and so they get out their power crystals
Bullshit
and
crystals.
put them together, and then all of a sudden they're in fucking space.
And they're in rows.
They walk towards the white light in their red robes.
Yeah.
With many other Wookiees.
And you think this is the end because they're walking into a light, but it's
Yeah,
not because
It's not.
they're going to nail you with one more commercial break before they hit you with 30 seconds of programming afterwards.
Mhm.
Classic television.
Yeah.
FTD guy.
Yeah.
Full-grown man wearing tights delivering flowers.
A gold bodysuit.
Yep.
It was so gross.
He's fucking Hermes.
He's Hermes, yeah.
And his dick was hanging out.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's
Little
not the-
sausage walking there.
sausage walking.
Sausage walking, doing it right. Sausage walking.
Speaking of sausage walking, in 1978, you could do a little sausage walking in a nice pair of Fruit of the Looms for only $1.30. Because that's how much they cost, according to the next commercial.
I would like to go to there.
You know what? You also have to do, you get your phone from Bell.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
nailed it twice on that. And then, no nonsense pantyhose.
Mhm.
The fuck those other pantyhose. These ones are no nonsense. You know
You
why?
don't even need panties. You just need pantyhose.
You just need the pantyhose. Because they cost a lot less.
Yeah.
And,
Cheaper.
like, full crotch shot.
They showed that you don't need the whole pantyhose because they just have, like, some crotch business in the front.
Mhm.
To, you know,
Why pay more?
when you can have
Protect your
just
lady bits.
enough crotch stuff in the front to handle that sitch, let's say. Little situation.
It said that it would breathe right there.
Yeah, but
Well,
it
you gotta have
does.
the bread. Otherwise, you got the duck butter.
Oh boy. Egg McMuffin, anyone? Now with Canadian bacon.
Little kitty litter.
Oh.
Yuck.
So everybody's there on
Droids
this
show
place. All the Wookiees, the droids show up
At the Tree of Life.
Luke and Leia. Oh, it is at the Tree of Life. And Leia sings her song.
Why she gropes Chewbacca.
Hanging on to... You know who's not there? Mala.
No,
She's there.
Where is she?
Standing next to Itchy and...
Not getting that bitch off her man. Mm-mm.
Maybe they...
Maybe... You know what's going
Yeah,
on.
you know
I
the
do.
score. And then it's just some more Star Wars clips.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember this movie?
Wookie has a flashback.
Oh, yeah.
And you
Chewbacca
thought...
has a flashback of, this is what I did in the last movie.
Wasn't this awesome when I did this? Sure was cool when I was in Star Wars A New Hope. Not so cool when I was in Star Wars A Holiday Special.
You're like, oh, the movie's over. Nope. Let's hit you with one more commercial break. Twice as fresh. Because what was it that you said, Jackie?
That's what people are saying about the podcast right now.
Yeah.
Oh, movie's over. Commercial break.
Twice as fresh. Because, honey, you smell better than the toilet.
He was like, this butthole toilet freshener works twice as hard, just like you. And I'm like, yeah, so you work just as hard as the toilet freshener.
Ah, that's it.
That's just fucking weird.
Then there was the Kenner Star Wars toys, the Colony wine. We should all look, that should be a Twitter thing.
Yeah.
Can you find Colony wine? We will try.
Who's got a bottle of Colony?
Then they cut back to the thing for one shot and rolled the credits.
Yeah. So, let's get this over with. Questions and answers continued. Does anyone like this?
No.
Anyone on the planet? Is there a soul on planet Earth that thinks this shit is rad?
Mark Montana does.
I think that there's probably no way, because the way it was sort of pieced together, that anyone that liked the segment that they did for it didn't like anything that was attached to their segment. They're like, well, I did so good with what I was doing, and all this other stuff really demeans what I had tried to do with my segment.
I'm with you on that one. Is it worse than Monster A Go-Go?
No.
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 Well, that was easy.
Yeah, it was easy.
Are commercials the pinnacle of humanity?
No. They're the pinnacle of this show.
I'm going to disagree with you. Because in 1978, I believe that these commercials... If we were to fast forward 30 years and watch our commercials from today, they would be just the same. Everybody's happy. Everybody's feeling good. You feel good watching them. Like, hey, these commercials are fun, and this takes me to a different place. Boy, I bet you 1978 was a great place where everybody was fucking happy. No, everybody was dying and worried about blowing up. Oh, AIDS is around the corner. That's a nice thing.
Yeah, I got that from this.
Hello, everybody there had nice smelling crotches.
Yeah.
With those cotton breathable
Everything
pantyhose.
is perfect in the world of the television commercial.
Except...
Nothing is possibly wrong other than the news. Which I guess isn't really that bad.
That's not true, because America was starting to lose itself to foreign products.
Does it say that?
It does.
It says, if you want to get something good, get it in America. It doesn't say, hey, America's fucked.
International Ladies Garment Workers Union. International, it shouldn't be that.
They get together and they sing songs and it's nice.
No, this song was like, America, if you don't buy our shit, we will die.
Yeah, dude, it was like, we are sewing for you, keep us sewing for you.
Yeah. Same thing with Whirlpool.
Keep us happy. Keep buying our shit, otherwise we won't be happy, but as long as you're buying our shit, we're happy.
Don't buy a Toyota, buy a Whirlpool washer instead. And a Mercury Zephyr, which was completely inferior to a Toyota Corolla at that point.
I liked it. I thought the commercials made me feel happy. Does this movie capture the true meaning of Christmas?
Yes.
Yes.
What? Holy shit!
They got him back in time.
You guys argued against Home Alone and He-Man Christmas?
Han Solo got him back for Christmas, and they all hugged, and it was bullshit.
This is...
And then they had family prayer time at the end.
Yeah, they went to the fucking Tree of Life, dude.
According to this movie, what is the true meaning of Christmas? Go ahead.
Being together for one day a year.
That's it? That's what you got? Being together for one day of the year?
And, you know...
Fighting
resisting
for...
the Empire and buying garments that were built by the International Ladies Garment Workers Union.
The point of this film was that the Empire was bad. That's it. Even Carrie Fisher at the end says, we all need to stand together to fight the Empire. That's your fucking takeaway? No. This is the worst Christmas movie ever. No Christmas tie-in from me.
Well, it was
at
a
all.
Life Day movie.
It's a bullshit movie. Would you guys recommend it?
I think anybody who's watched any Star Wars and liked it a little bit better get their eyes on this thing for at least 20 minutes before they give up.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. Jackie?
Oh, I completely agree. I would watch it. If you're a Star Wars fan, it's just one of those things you have to have this in your portfolio.
I think it's a must-do.
Yeah, in fact, I might end up at one point in my life going through it again just to force someone else to see it.
Yeah.
Now, do I think you should be drinking when you watch this? Absolutely.
Oh, totally.
I
Get
would
as
drink
drunk as
more.
Carrie Fisher. Why not?
Yeah.
On that note, Merry Christmas to you, and we'll see you in a couple weeks. Get to
Take
the
care.
chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Or Kashyyk. Or Kashook.
Kashook.
Yeah.